Okay. Gnome kit hook. We're going to be working on the arms. So color B, which is this one here, and color A is what we're going to use. This is supposed to be pink. This isn't pink. Not that it matters. I don't think it's pink on the box either, particularly. But, okay, so we are going to chain 2, 6 single crochet in the second chain from the hook. I'd rather do a magic circle, so I'm going to do a magic circle, but I'll demonstrate the chain 2. If I can't remember if I have or not. I might have, but okay, so chain 2, if you want to do it, so you make a slip knot. So I bring the yarn around my thumb, pinch it between fingers on my left hand, pinch this yarn between my middle finger and thumb, and then just take the loop on the thumb, switch it over to my middle finger and tighten that down. Then put that on my hook and tighten down. And then yarn over, rotate the hook down so the yarn is caught on that hook, and pull through the loop on your hook. That's 1, that's 2. So now this is the loop on your hook. This is the first chain from your hook, and this is the second chain from your hook. So to do 6 single crochet in the second chain from your hook, you just enter, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both loops on the hook for 1, and get into the same spot, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we are joining. So to the first single crochet, so you can count back 2, 4, 6. I'm going to slip stitch under here. This one is always so difficult to get under. Then pull up a loop and then pull that through the loop on your hook. And then if I was leaving this, I would take this tail, put it on the needle, and weave it into some of these stitches to tighten it up, and then tie it off. But that's chain 2, 6 single crochet in the second chain from the hook. Now I'm going to do magic circle. So bring the tail of the yarn over your finger and wrap it so that the tail is now hanging down and in the front. And I'm going to hold that between these fingers here. And then I'm going to take my hook, I'm going to go under this tail, and I'm going to grab the working yarn and bring it under, and I'm going to rotate the hook so that it's twisted around this hook here. And then I'm going to take this tail and the bottom of this loop and switch it to that hand just to get it off of my finger. And now I'm going to switch back to this hand once I have my yarn where I want it. And I'm pinching the bottom of this loop and this tail together. And then I'm going to chain 1. That little split loop, but that's fine. I'm going to chain 1 to secure it. And then I'm just going to let that rotate back so that the tail is on this side. And now we're going to do our 6 single crochet into this open loop here. So insert into the hole, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both loops on the hook for 1. And we're just going to keep doing that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm going to pull this tail to tighten, and then I can slip stitch to my first single crochet here. You can find it by counting back 2, 4, 6. I'm going to slip under here. Let me in. Okay. And slip stitch. So that's round 1. Round 2, we're going to chain 1 and do 2 single crochet in each stitch around. So starting in the stitch that we just joined to, we're going to insert, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both loops on the hook for 1, and then into the same spot again. We're going to go again for 2, and then into our next stitch here. 1, 2, our next stitch, 1, 2, 1, 2 in the next, 1, 2, and in our last stitch here, 1, 2. Now this is our slip stitch we used to join, and this is our chain 1 that we used. So this is the first single crochet of the round, and we are going to join to that. With a slip stitch, like so. Okay. And now rounds 3 and 4, we're just gonna chain 1 single crochet in each stitch around. In the end of 4, we're gonna do a color change, but chain 1, so single crochet in the first stitch here, 1, and in each stitch around. So just 1 in every stitch, and then if there's more of these in this portion of the work, we won't demonstrate those, but okay. So round 3 is almost done. And then we have our slip to join our chain. So we're going to slip stitch to the first stitch there. This is going to curl towards you. I just curl it back because this is our right side facing us. This is our wrong side. So now I'm going to do round 4. I'll come back for the last stitch in round 4 so we can do the color change. Okay, we're at the last stitch in round 4. And we're switching to this color here. Okay. I don't know if that's the end I want or not, but that's the end that I want. I didn't think this was the end that I wanted. We'll just tuck that back on there. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to insert for our single crochet into the last stitch of the round and pull up that loop still, so there's 2 loops on our hook, and then we're going to just lay this one down, grab our second color, put that over our hook, and not drop it, hopefully, and pull it through instead. Now I will slip stitch to our first single crochet, and then I have this in between here, but it won't hold it down yet until I do the chain 1, which, yeah, I assume we're doing. Okay, so chain 1. Now I'm going to pull this out and deal with these ends a little bit. So I'm going to turn this inside out and changing the color. It doesn't say to fasten off, but we're meant to fasten off. Okay, so I'm going to take these two ends and I'm just going to tie them together. And I'm going to tighten it down until it's tight against the thing, but I'm not going to like over tighten this knot. This one, I'll tighten down a little more. Okay. And then this end, I will also deal with. I don't know where my other needle is. I had it somewhere. Okay, so what I'm going to do is pull that tight, and then I'm just going to go under a nearby stitch like that, and then feed this through the loop that I made to tie it down. And then kind of just weave it around. To secure it a little further. I'm feeling kind of lazy, so that's enough of that for now. And then I will put this right side up again, shove all these pieces in here. I might trim them if they get really annoying. And continue. So we've done our chain. We haven't started the stitches of the round yet. We're doing, for rounds 5 through 12, which is basically the rest of it, we're just doing a single crochet in each stitch around. So this first one, there's my first single crochet. This time your join and your chain are a different color. So this is the last stitch of the round. And then you join right here to this stitch. So I'm just going to work these rounds. I guess I'll come back for this join, but then I'll just work the rest of the rounds off camera. Okay, so last stitch of the round, single crochet in there, and then joining to the stitch here, skipping our slip and our chain 1. And then just repeating that, and I will be back after 12. Okay, last stitch around 12, do a round count. So this inner circle is 1, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. We will slip stitch to join, and then leave a tail for sewing. So just say like 1, 2-ish. It's probably enough. And there's an arm. It's going to do 2 of these. I'll do the other one off camera. So nose. Okay. I'm just going to do the magic circle this time. Especially since it's front facing, I want it to have a nice finish. So I'm going to bring the yarn over my finger, wrap the tail around once, and then hold the tail with my fingers down here. Insert under the tail, grab the working yarn, twist, and then pinch, and then switch, and chain, and then untwist. So it is, what is it, 6 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to tighten that down. Join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet so you can count back to find it. 2, 4, 6. Pull up a loop, pull it through the loop on your hook. And then we're going to do 2 single crochet in each stitch around. So into the stitch we just joined to, we'll do 1 single crochet, into the same stitch again 2. Basically the same way we just started the arms. And then after this round of 2 single crochet in each stitch around, there will be 2 rounds of 1 single crochet in each stitch around. So I'll finish up this and then I'll do those 2 off camera. So this is our join, this is our chain. I'm going to join to the first single crochet and then chain 1. And now I'll do rounds 3 and 4 and then I'll be back. Okay, and around 4 I've joined and chained, and now we are going to just decrease all the way around. So insert under the first stitch, pull up a loop, and then insert under the second stitch, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And then we're just doing this all the way around. So another decrease, insert, pull up a loop, insert under the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. Get out of my way, tail. Okay. All right, so we should be back to the beginning. Yeah, there's our join and our chain. So I'm going to slip stitch to the first one here, the single crochet. Let me try to get this to visible anyway. There's slip stitch, there's chain, there's single crochet. I'm going to tighten that down and leave a bit of a tail for sewing. I don't think I'm going to need much. So this looks good. And then I'll turn it inside out, pull this out all the way, and weave that middle end in. I should have done it before the decrease row, but you know, I didn't. So you could do it before the decrease row. You could be smarter than me. Okay. So just like we did before, I'm just going to tie this down under a nearby stitch, and I could weave the end around under things, but I don't really feel like it, so I'm just gonna tighten that down and shove this back in there. And after that is the feet, which look like they're just little round things. Kind of like the nose, honestly, but with a little more shaping. So, I'm going to magic circle again because the feet are facing forward. So I'm just going to wrap it around, under, grab, twist, pinch, switch, and chain, untwist. And it is again going to be, actually, let's see. The first 2 rounds are identical to the previous thing, so I'm gonna just do those 2. You can rewind and go back to the nose if you want. I'll just do those 2 off and then I'll be back. Okay, I'm at the end of round 2. I also tied this end off just like I did the other one. I'm going to chain 1 and single crochet in the next and then an increase. So 1 single crochet in the first, and then the next stitch 2 single crochet for an increase, and then repeat that all the way around, alternating 1 single crochet and 1 increase, and not working into your slip in your chain. And I'll be actually 4, 5, and 6 are single crochet in each stitch around, so I'll finish this round out and do 4, 5, and 6, and then I'll be back. Okay, end of round 6. I've joined and now I'm chaining. What is this in my yarn? Okay, now I'm chaining, and we are just decreasing all the way around basically. So just insert in the first, pull up a loop, insert into the second, pull up a loop. So you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. I think I already demonstrated this on the hand, but or nose, but whatever. So we're just decreasing all the way around. And then the only thing I think that we have left to make are the braids. Okay. So decrease all the way around. And then we are going to I was looking at the wrong thing for a second, but the instructions are the same, so it doesn't matter. Just the number of stitches is different. Okay, so slip stitch. So we're going to fasten off and leave a tail. So I'm just going to wrap this a couple times to be sort of my sewing measurement. And then trim that and pull this out. Okay, so we're gonna do 2 of these, 2 of the arms, and then let's take a look at the braids. All right, cut 36 6-inch of color D, the white. Okay. All right, so let's get something with which to measure. So we're gonna measure these unstretched. I forget what I decided last time. So 6 inches. We need 36 of them. That's kind of a lot. So this is just what I'm gonna do, I guess, is I'm gonna line this up like this, and then trim this, not my tape, and then just kind of keep pulling up and cutting these until I have 36 of them. So I will do that and then be back. Okay, I was almost done when I realized I was using the skin color and not white, because I forgot that there was an actual white. But then I realized that this is basically 6 inches. And so instead I just loosely, not like tightly, but I just wrapped this around Like I made sure I wasn't pulling this from this end. And I just wrapped this around here like loosely like this 18 times and then cut each end. So, you know, you can measure and cut, or you can do that. So they're grouped into 6 groups of 6 strands, and each braid is 3 groups of 3 strands. Okay, so we've got 3 groups of 6 strands each, and it tells us to, I'm just trying to line these up a little bit, it tells us to tie the group together at the top to secure using another strand of color D, which is, oh, another strand of white. Okay. Okay, so I've got my 3 groups of 6 strands each, and I've got, it says to use a thing of color D, but I already had these ones cut, so I'm just going to use one of these to tie together. Which I want to give us plenty of space to braid, but still have enough white up there that it's going to be secure. So just tie this a couple times, and I'll probably deal with it a little bit more when we go to like actually sew it. But then I'm going to separate into our 6 strands each. So 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And then braid. So bring outer over inner from one side, and then the other side, outer over inner, just alternating down. And they look like they're pretty tight, so I'm pulling a little as I go to tighten things up. And then when we get to the end, we will secure with a piece of green. And it doesn't look like, I don't know how far up into the hat they're sewn or where they're attached to. So I'm going to try to get it as much braid kind of as I can. It looks like they have about that much. Although if we want the ends to be even, which we probably do, I should keep that in mind. As far as, I'll trim them, and that will affect the, you know, the shortest length will affect where I trim. So like, that's basically here for this one. So I think we're going to call that good. Okay, so now we'll get our green color. You could technically use whatever color you liked, honestly. It's not like it matters. And I'll just take a little piece of that. And then I'm gonna wrap it around a couple of times. And then tie back here. Okay. Now, I'm going to, I think I'll leave this in case I'm going to tie with it. Although, what I think I'm going to do is, well, no, they're fine like that. Okay, so I'm going to trim these white, and I'll do the same, all the same with the other one. To, I guess about here. Okay. And I think instead of just cutting this off, I think I'm gonna tuck these ends in first and then cut them off. So I'm going to take one of them down. And I'm doing this so that the little strands lay, like they'll stick out basically, the tiny little strands, if I do it just there. But if I do it there, they're sticking out laying down, like in a sort of orderly manner. And then, let's see, I guess over here, I'll do the same thing to this one. So I'll do the other braid the same way, and then that'll be all the pieces for this one. Okay. And next time we will do assembly. I'm going to leave this for now. I might end up doing something with it different, but for now I'm going to leave it. So I'm going to make my other halves, my other, arm, my other foot, my other braid, and then I'll be back next time for the assembly. Hopefully this helps.